Okay, welcome back. And so we are following the 101st Airborne's Mission Albany. Their operation on D-Day, and we're going to be looking at Richard Winters and his action. So let's head back now to Sainte-Mère-Église. And if anybody has any questions, then please just leave one in the chat, or you can leave it on the YouTube or on Discord. Now let me find the relevant scroll. Yes, this is Dick Winters. So we'll head now back to Sainte-Mère-Église. Now Dick Winters' serial and stick was supposed to be landing in drop zone C, I believe, but they were one of the ones that got dropped in the wrong place. The internet is all alive with where it is he landed. But we'll go and see where people who are a lot more dedicated to this sort of thing have said. And but basically he lands to the west of Sainte-Mère-Église, and Sainte-Mère-Église is I can make it out here now. It's one of the largest towns on the Côte d'Azur, as I mentioned. It's likelihood if you get you can't find your leader in your C-47, you're going to follow the others, and this is why a lot of the 101st and 82nd Airborne get mixed up in this area around Sainte-Mère-Église. And so we've seen how some elements of the paratroopers, the 508th, use their initiative and just go off and attack a battery by themselves, even though they're not on target. I think in Richard Winters' case, he could have helped the 82nd secure the crossroads at Sainte-Mère-Église. He would have been aware of that objective, but obviously he must have thought that there was enough resources at Sainte-Mère-Église that his objective was to get himself to meet up with his company and his battalion, and so he had to head to Sainte-Marie-de-Mont. So this is the field where he comes down at about I think it's 1:30. Let me just jump out here. So yeah, this is this is believed to be the field. I think it's one of these two here. He comes down here. He obviously meets up with Lipton, Sergeant Carwood Lipton. He meets up with Joe Toy and Popeye Wynn, and he decides that his best action is to get down to his objective, which is down to the south. So how does he do that? Well, he knows that the main mission objective is to secure the exits. The 101st was to secure the exits from exit 4 to 1. So his best bet is to head towards the beach, and then he can then work south from there and be used or utilized wherever he's needed. So let's follow him. 3 o'clock in the morning, and he now heads east. Let me just change this time, so we're talking 3. And heads presumably down one of these roads. Now, at they meet up with members of the 502nd, and they get to this junction here. Now, in the series of Band of Brothers, this junction makes them look like they're walking along a railway line, and they come across a bridge, but it's believed it was just a T-junction on the road, and it's this T-junction here. So let's just jump out here. So this is where Lipton, Malarkey, Toy, Wynn spot a German patrol. We're not sure which direction the patrol is going. It's 4 wagons, and it's near this T-junction here. And this is the road that Winters wants to get to, because this road runs parallel to the coast all the way down to the south. And he knows that if he follows this road here, he'll come to his Sainte-Marie-de-Mont and the exit 1. Okay, let's carry on. As we're heading to the south here, we'll be able to see drop zone C, which was where I believe he was trying to get to. It's basically on the right here. And then when we get down to the bottom, we'll see drop zone D. So he's going to follow this road here. Let's do that. At 6 o'clock, he meets up with Captain Jerry Gross. He's of D Company. And he's got 40 men. So all these troops are coming together and starting to merge back into a cohesive unit. He manages to pick up some weapons on the way. And it's about 8 kilometers down here. You can see Sainte-Marie-de-Mont now on the right, the church. And they get down to this village here. So let's just pause here. Let's change some stuff just in case people are coming in late. So what we're at now is a place called Le Grand Chemin. And Winters gets to this place at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Let's try and find... And so it's from this place that we're going to now start talking about the Brecourt Manor. And what else we got? We got some notes for you. Here's some notes. I have this is the drops locations of the 101st, and we're now just north of the sort of green blob at the bottom there. Okay, so let's jump out. So this is Le Grand Chemin, and this is where basically Major Horton of the 2nd Battalion has set up his HQ, and this is where Winters by now has managed to pick up his an M1. He's got a revolver, ammunition, and all that sort of stuff. But easy company at this point is only 9 riflemen and 2 officers, and they've got 2 light machine guns, but one bazooka, but no ammunition for the bazooka. Now Major Horton here is organising the people who are coming in from the mist drops are coming in. He's got 2 main objectives basically, and that is to secure this these exits. Now the Grand Chemin makes a lot of sense. If you look at it like down here, you can see it's on a sort of a slight rise. It's controlling it's an area which you need to control in order to make sure that the 4th Infantry Division can come off the beach, and they're basically trying to protect these causeways and exits. Again, here's an exit. This is one of the causeways, and as we mentioned before, up at exit 8, this is exit, I believe, 1. This is all flooded area here. The only way off is on these causeways. Now, if you're here in a tank and trying to cross here, and the Germans have got artillery or anything up there, you're going to find it very difficult to come and get off. The batteries, any gun batteries in the area, can zero in on these roads, or have been zeroed in, so it makes it very difficult to get off. That then means that your forces are being, they're not stopping. They keep, all the material is piling onto this beach, and if they can't get off the causeway, it means that, as we said with the Crisbeck battery or the Azaville battery, and as we'll see in a second, the Brecourt battery, they've already got this beach zeroed in, and then they can then just do serious damage. So it's vital that these exits are controlled, and there's one there, and then there's another one up here. Now, so Major Horton is prioritizing these these exits. That's his main mission. So he gets Dick Winters up, and he basically tells him that I need a battery taken out. He doesn't even really tell him anything more than that. I don't think he knows anything more than that. All he's told is that there's some fire coming out of a hedgerow, and go and take care of it. So he grabs the people he's got. He first of all he goes and does a recce, and the gunfire. This is Lagrangeman. I'm not sure where Major Horton would be based, but the gunfire is coming from this hedgerow here. Winters comes up and he does a recce of this battery, and what he finds is that there are 4 105mm howitzers, and they're firing on exit 2, which is presumably then the road that we just looked at. So he goes off and recces it, and what he has is now I've got some arrows I can use here. So he has let me find one. There we go. So we have a gun position here, and we've got another one. Probably, let's just move my. Okay, so we're talking here. Here, and probably something like this. Might be a bit further along. And then he's got another one that is facing, is in this area here. And what he's going to do is basically do a pincer movement by coming from this way and from this way. Something roughly like that. And so he goes back and he gets his guys. And the time of this recce was around about 8:30. So he's marched all night, got there 8:30, sent on a recce. And of course the landings at the beaches has been going on for a couple of hours by now. He picks up in total about 12 men, I think it is, mainly from his company, but with some people from other companies. And he heads out to this thing. Now this battery, initially the artillery battery that was here, the people involved had pulled back, and it wasn't until, and they were just the normal sort of 700, just sort of artillery sort of people. I can't remember who they were with. But what happens is the Heideck, Friedrich von Heideck, he's German 6th Parachute Regiment. He realizes what's going on. He realizes that the 105mm guns in this field has been deserted, and he brings up his 6th Parachute Regiment, the Fallschirmjäger. He brings them up from Carentan, which is in the distance over there, and he brings them up to Sainte-Mère-Église, and then he pushes forward some elements, artillery elements, to this field to fire the guns. And this is why Winters believes that they were the 6th Parachute Regiment, even though they had been initially manned by people of the 1216th, I think it was, Artillery Regiment. So it's believed that there was around about 60 men on these guns, and there was more back at, or more here and coming up to Brecourt Manor. So this is Brecourt Manor, this collection of buildings. So he comes up, he wants covering fire, and he sends Compton and Malarkey to one side to provide covering fire, and another fire from this side giving covering fire. And you've got Lipton's famous tree is in this sort of area somewhere around here. And Winters leads the first charge to the first gun position, which was here. And as remember, it's in a sort of L-shaped formation, this battery. So he takes the first gun, and because the guns are in, it's described as a sort of a ditch, possibly a trench, maybe not particularly dug in. They were using the trees as camouflage, and it meant that what was providing them shelter, as it were, would also now provide Dick Winters and his men the same cover. He gets into this first gun and destroys the gun with placing TNT down its barrel, and then using a German stick grenade to set off the charges. And then they proceed with taking the second gun and the third gun, with Compton and Malarkey moving up. You then have Second Lieutenant Ronald Spears arrives with elements of the D Company, and they take on the fourth gun, which is also the one nearest to Brecourt Manor. And here he is seen to be super aggressive. He's running outside of the trenches, exposing them to the fire. There's actual, I believe, machine gun position here, designed to cover the rear. So he's taking fire from the north, sorry, from the west. So Spears gets this reputation as a exceedingly aggressive officer. There's the rumours of prisoners of war being shot, and it's a reputation that he keeps to the end of the war. But he's an excellent leader. So once the 4th gun is captured and destroyed, Winter's men begin to get pressure from the infantry that are in Brecourt Manor, and now because they're outnumbered and the guns are destroyed, there's no reason for them to stay here, so they withdraw. And as they withdraw, Winters finds this map. It's a German map, and it basically has every gun position marked on it. Every German artillery and machine guns on the Cotentin Peninsula. So he comes back to Le Grand Chemin. He meets the intelligent officer, Lieutenant Nixon, and he then passes that up the chain of command. And then we have, with the guns taken out, tanks can come up, and Winters then helps to direct the tanks to eliminate any further resistance in the area. So let's just finish now. I think we've done most of the things. Let's just jump back into the helicopter then. Oh, quick word then. The casualties. There was Private First Class John Halls. He was from A Company, but he was going along with them. He was hit by, I believe, a mortar and was killed. And there was also Warrant Officer Andrew Hill. He was actually part of the HQ battalion, and he wasn't actually part of the assault, but he was trying to find his way to headquarters of the 506th, and in doing so, he went towards the sound of fire and was hit. Another killed was Sergeant Julius Rusty Hook. He's from F Company, and he was with Spears on his assault. And wounded was Popeye Wynn. He got shot. So because of the success of the assault, Colonel Sink, who was the commander of the 506th, I have a photo, I believe. He recommends Dick Winters for the Medal of Honor, but because for some reason they only gave out one Medal of Honor per division, that would go to Lieutenant Colonel Robert Cole, and so Winters' award is downgraded to a Distinguished Service Cross. Later, there was a campaign to try to upgrade his medal, but I don't think it was successful. Right, let's head now to we should be able to see below us drop zone C. Sorry, drop zone D. And there is a Sainte-Mère-Église. So drop zone C was to the west of Sainte-Mère-Église. It had a very dispersed drop. So what else happened today? Colonel Sink also found word of another battery at Holdy, which is a manor post near Sainte-Mère-Église, and he pushes the Company C of the 506th up to take that out. Okay, so we'll head south now. Let's find the lock. So by the end of D-Day, most of the 101st missions had been completed, but some of the crossings on the Douve River hadn't been destroyed, and so the Germans could still move armoured units across. And so the destroying of the bridges over the Douvre became Major General Taylor's priority in the hours and the days ahead. So this is you can see the Douve River ahead of us here. So this became absolute priority. The Sainte-Mère-Église would be taken on the 7th of June. And we'll follow the exploits again as we move towards Carentan, which is here on our right. This here is the lock. This is what controls the water flow into the flooded areas. So this seems to be a good place to leave this off. We've been going for a bit now. I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and you would like and subscribe to the channel. I tend to do this subject about once or twice a week. I'll try and get a regular slot when I can. We'll leave the 101st Airborne here, and in the next episode we'll talk about the 82nd Airborne and how they fared on D-Day itself. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.